Welcome to a
Thank
new
you.
episode of Talks with Zaina, where we have very honest conversations, no filters, just an honest, um, comfortable talk about yourself. Today's guest is someone I'm not going to introduce, who's going to leave him to introduce himself, but we are still with the series of young entrepreneurs who are also college students. Please introduce yourself.
First of all, thank you for having me. Salam alaikum. I am Khaled Al-Gafari. I am the owner and founder of BISHT Heritage, a brand that I built to showcase the culture and heritage of the UAE and the Arab countries through modern clothing.
Okay, thank you, Khaled. Okay, so Khaled, you're still a student at university, right? And I want to talk about that two sides of your life. How do you balance being a student as well as being a business owner?
Honestly, a lot of people think that it's very hard to balance out these two things since they do not have time. But I find it very easy since you have 24 hours a day. If you actually manage to set up goals for each hour, you will find that you have more time than you think you have.
So it's all about time management.
Of course, everything is about time management.
Okay, and for you as a young person, how hard is it to manage your time like this?
Of course, I want to go out, play with my friends, and like that. But I'm very smart about managing my time. For example, I had university before this podcast, but instead of attending in a far place from here, I attended in a very close place so that I can manage my time and shift from the university to the podcast.
Okay. Um, let's talk about being a young entrepreneur. What are some of the myths that you think need to be destroyed about young entrepreneurs?
A lot of people think that young entrepreneurs start with a lot of budget, a big budget. Like if you're very young, you won't have experience, so you will of course start with a big budget, and that's very wrong because a lot of people that I saw myself succeed as a young entrepreneur, they didn't have any budget. Like some people I know started from $100 or around 500 dirhams.
What 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 made you take that decision
Which decision
to
exactly?
open a business while you're still in university?
Uh, Actually, I wanted to open a business from a very, very young age, maybe 14, like that, but I wasn't able. So once I was able to open my own business and take action on my own, I immediately went for it.
How hard was it for you? Like the process, how hard was it? If let's say other young people out there are thinking about opening their own businesses and becoming entrepreneurs, can you give, how hard was it? How easy was it? Talk to us about this
I will
process.
speak about something that I'm quite sure everyone that wants to open a business is doing and not what they should be doing.
Okay.
What everyone is doing is that they are going to YouTube how to get money, passive income.
Yeah.
They want to do something in 1 week and then get money for the rest of their life. That isn't how it works unless you put Bitcoin in 2009.
Yes.
So a lot of people in my age actually do this, go to YouTube and podcasts. It's not a bad thing, but it's active procrastination where they think they are doing the work, meanwhile they are not, because they are not taking action into their things. They are only taking action to seek knowledge. They are seeking knowledge without putting it out.
Okay.
And that's what most of these people think nowadays.
So you advise young people to stop active procrastination?
I don't. I think that it's better than procrastination at all. Like instead
Yes.
of watching bad YouTube videos or whatever for just for
Yeah.
fun, it's better to watch these types of content and reading books and whatever. Also, reading books, I see it as active procrastination. But at the same time, I advise to take action. So, starting BISHT Heritage, I said like I was active procrastinating for a whole month.
Okay.
I was like writing 3 books, writing what I should do and whatever. So once I thought today I will open a business license and I will pay for it, and now I'm stuck with a payment. So I have to get money so I can pay.
Okay.
And that's what I did.
So you just went for it.
Yeah, I just went for it.
That's it. How easy was it to actually go through the process of getting a license? The actual work that you have to do, the licensing, the bank accounts, and all of that stuff.
So basically, it's, of course, isn't easy, because a lot of people would think that it's like that, but it's actually easier for us Emiratis here in the UAE, because they provide a big help for us Emirati entrepreneurs. They provide online license creation, and for example, I started with a license known as Intalaq, which is a license only for Emiratis.
For startups.
Yes, and it's a low-cost license that everyone can start with.
Okay, that's very nice. So let's talk about university.
Yes.
Do you think that university actually prepares you? I believe you're studying business, right?
Yes.
Okay, so do you think that university is actually preparing you for the business world?
It is preparing me to become an employee in other people's business. I don't mind university. I actually think it's not a bad thing. I will say something in Arabic and then I will explain it in English. الوظيفة تحميك من الفقر وتمنعك من الغنى. That means that the job,
Employment.
employment keeps you safe from being broke, but stops you from getting rich.
Yes.
So it's not a bad thing. Some people like to live in that way, but I like to be out of that.
Okay. So why do you think that some people choose comfort over growth?
It's easier. Imagine after university, you go home, you have two options.
Yes.
Go play video games or go work and work.
Yes.
Which one would you choose? Of course, most of the people would choose to have some rest because they already went to uni. I have a lot of stuff to do. I have assignments, I have exams. But doing the extra work now will lead to a better future for yourself and your family.
But some people who choose comfort still complain, no?
Yeah, الكثير يتكلم ونحن ننجز. A lot of people talk and we achieve. That's what Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum said.
Yes.
And it's true, because a lot of people that complain, like,
Yes.
you will never see a fitness coach tell you tell you not to go to the gym if you are fat. You will never see a university teacher tell you not go to university. You will never see any rich man tell you not to start a business. Only those that do not take action are the ones that complain.
Yes. Very nice. Now, let's talk a little bit about failure and success. Yes. I'm sure that as a young entrepreneur, you've had some obstacles starting up. Can you share some of those? How did you overcome? What do you think about failure?
Failure is the ladder to success. So basically, if you do not have a ladder, if you have a lift, even if you reach to the top, you will not know how to go back and go back up. And that's something that a lot of rich people say. I remember that, like, a lot of people used to say failure is something rich people use as something to run off, like from their success. They say that it's not by chance and it's due to the failures, and it's very true. Like, if you do not fail, you won't learn. You won't gain knowledge.
Well, then, how, some people, when they fail, they're completely put off and then they are discouraged. How do you, what do you recommend as a way for them to overcome? What advice would you give someone your age who's starting out and maybe has faced some failure?
Just do it, even if you don't like to. Honestly, just no one cares about you. You're the only person that cares about you and wants you to succeed as much as you think you can. Like, even, okay, we will talk about parents. Of course, parents would like their kid to succeed, but do you think that they have the vision you have? Absolutely not. So even if it's very hard, I had like a lot of times that I thought of stopping the whole business thing, but at the same time I was like, I know it's the best thing to do. So even if I don't like it, I wake up, I do it anyways.
Mm.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of young people your age seem to be very afraid of judgment, a lot more than action and then failure because they're
Yeah.
worried about what other people think. What do you say to this? What do you say to them?
Uh, I think that a lot of people at my age do that because of social media, actually, because they think if they fail once, their whole image will be ruined. No one would trust them. If they fail in one business, no one would trust them in other businesses. There is a TikTok channel, I'm not sure of the name, but he mentions like he goes to entrepreneurs asking them what they did and how many times they failed. Most of the millionaires and billionaires that he interviewed say that they had more than 10 to 20 companies. So that shows how many times they failed.
So the advice would be don't worry about judgment, just fail and overcome.
Yeah, as I mentioned earlier, people that judge and complain are the people that do not do the action, do not
Yeah.
take the actions.
Now, I imagine that you are very busy, right? And your schedule is very, I can only imagine.
Yes.
What's the difference between being busy and being productive?
It's the same thing as taking action and active procrastination. Uh, Being productive uh, is reaching the end goal, taking action, but not only to take action, but to reach a certain specific goal of because of that action. The outcome shows if you are busy or you are
Productive.
productive.
Productive. Okay. Now, your brand must involve a lot of design and
Yeah.
creativity. Yes. Let's talk a little bit about creativity. How important is creativity in starting a new business? And does creativity die when when you have to deal with the day-to-day systems and policies and rules of a business?
Yes and no at the same time, because these rules and systems, first of all, creativity is one of the main factors of creating a business, but not in the way that people think. A lot of us young people think when we want to start a business, like I talk with my friends, they want to start a business, I have to do something new. And that's totally
Yeah.
wrong, because how many clothing brands are there? Thousands, if not even millions, I'm not sure, but maybe hundreds of thousands. But the thing is, the story is the creative part. The non-creative part is the actual company, like the systems. These things are the non-creative part, something you should do on a daily basis. The creative part is how you showcase the image of your brand. No matter no matter how many companies there are, you can still succeed.
Mm, very good. This is a good take on this. So, what advice would you give to someone who is trying your age, who's trying to come up with an idea to start a business, but is feeling like the market is already full? There's no place for me.
Uh, a millionaire told me that I won't succeed in a clothing brand because it's very competitive. It's something that a lot of people are doing now, especially in the UK. If you see how many TikTok accounts that they try to copy each other,
Mm.
there are like a lot of brands. But at the same time, after almost a year now of running BISHT Heritage, he came back to me and told me you did it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So you're telling people the message is to just keep doing what you're doing.
Yes, of course you can listen to what others say, take it into consideration.
Mm.
Do not be someone that doesn't use his mind,
Yeah.
but at the same time you can always focus on your goal, and no matter what other people say, you can make it happen.
Okay. Now, what do you think is more important, having all the answers or asking all the right questions?
Of course, asking is crucial in this at this point, because let's take it as an easy example in the university. If you do not know the answer of a question, aren't you going to ask? Of course you are going to ask. But at the same time, I look at it in this way. If I can have the answers without asking, why waste my time? I can waste my time on the real work.
Okay.
That's where comes the busy or productive.
Is it important to know who to ask also?
Yes, of course, because some people might be biased.
Yeah.
That's something that takes a big part of the response you will get. So if you ask a non-business person to should I open a business, 70% of the time or 80% they would say no because it's risky and like that. If you ask business people, most of them would say go for it and see, like, it's your own choice.
So let's talk a little bit about social media and its role in this young entrepreneurship
Yeah.
journey. A lot of people now, they're the young people especially, they're really, really attached to social media. It's a big part of their everyday life. Do you think that social media creates opportunities or distractions for someone who wants to become an entrepreneur?
It's always depending on how the person utilizes these things, the social media. Like, for example, for me, it's the operating system for me in my business. But if someone uses it for procrastinating, then of course it's a bad thing to have. I remember my friend, he actually had a business that didn't require the use of social media. So what he did for 6 months, he deleted all of his social media, focused on his business, and once his business started to grow, then he downloaded his social media again and utilized it for the right stuff, not the procrastination.
For the purpose of his business, you mean?
Yes.
Yes, very good. Um, do you think that like being young, as you are, and being in business, is it an advantage to be young, a young, or is it a disadvantage?
Of course, it's an advantage. Like time is more valuable than money. If you have more time, that means you have more opportunities to succeed. If you're 20 or 30, you can succeed after 10 years. Like 9 years, you will fail. Which age would you pick, 20 or 30? Even if it even if you're 10 years old or 20, people would see you as a kid at 10 years old. But I'd still choose 10 if I had to, because I have 10 more years to gain experience in the business field.
So, which is the point I wanted to get to. Do people take you more seriously or less seriously because you're young?
It's not about the age,
Mm.
it's about how you express yourself, it's about how you show them the the respect that they should give you and the respect you provide to them. If you respect someone and talk to them in a way that puts limits with them, of course they will have to respect the limits and not go over them.
So then what's the difference to you, or we want to tell people who are watching, what's the difference between being confident and being arrogant? And do people confuse the two? Especially if a young person is trying to come across as, I'm sure of myself, and do people confuse that in you, for example? And what is your opinion on that?
Uh, Thankfully, I do not think people see that in me, that I'm arrogant or something like that, because I do not lie. It's something about lying and telling the truth. If you're arrogant, you will say stuff that you think people should know about you because that will show a great image of you. But when in fact, if you say the truth, even if your business is small, not as big as people might perceive it, uh, but staying true to yourself, that's showing confidence. You're confident that even you're a small business, you can still manage to talk to people and tell them that I'm happy that I have a small business. And it's not a bad thing.
No.
Yeah.
Yes. So by doing this, a young person will stand out among others. Do you think people are afraid of standing out and they prefer to blend in with their surroundings?
Yeah, for sure. People like to hide. Not a lot of people want to show themselves to others. Maybe they want to show themselves to others, but not in the first 5 years where the hard work, the dedication is put. Like a lot of people think once I have the Ferrari, I will be able to show myself. And that's true. But at the same time, expressing yourself in the beginning helps gain more and more opportunities. So, for example, if I didn't speak to people, if I didn't network in the beginning, I won't be able to reach the highest level that I'm seeking for myself. And that's what I think this is all about.
So you advise young people to stand out?
If their end goal requires it, of course, because maybe someone's end goal is to have a lovely small family,
Mm.
live a stable life, and be happy and have a lot of time. I won't tell them to stand out because they do not have to. But if you want to reach the highest level that you're capable of course you have to stand out, because if you do not stand out, you're not reaching the maximum level.
Yes. Now let's talk about university. We go back
Yes.
to a little bit to the other side of your life, being a student. In your opinion, does university teach you how to think or how to follow instructions?
Follow instructions, of course. They try to showcase that they make you think on your own, when in fact it's thinking as a company. Like they teach you how to follow the rules. They teach you how to be good with your peers from the beginning. So maybe I do not have peers in my business. How do you know? Maybe I have employees under me. Of course, there is mutual respect that there should be, but this isn't something learned at uni. This is the parents' job to teach their kids how to be respectful to others, even if you are in a job as an employee, employer, the owner of a company, or anything else in life.
What do you think universities should teach instead of instructions? What should they teach young people for young people to be successful?
I
What's
think
needed now?
I think that what's needed now is, first of all, um, they should teach how to live in the society we are in now. So, for example, uh, some people might finish university. If they are living in the UAE, for example, they might live uh, in different countries and like that. They should show them how to utilize tax to their advantage. They should show them how to network. I've never seen a university course about networking with the right people, specific people. So, for example, in my business career, I've networked with a lot of influential people, much more than where I met at university.
Yeah. So, what are some other soft skills that young people need to thrive in our society or to be successful also in their careers?
I think health is a very important factor, because if you feel good, if you look good, you will
Mm.
be unstoppable. You will think that you're capable of achieving more.
Yeah.
I'm able to achieve this physique. I'm able to achieve this
Yeah.
good health. It's not a bad thing to eat from outside. I actually eat from outside every single day. But what I'm mentioning is that being aware of how much you consume and how much you work out or focus on your health can lead to better decision making even in your business career.
Mm. So, discipline.
Discipline, discipline, discipline.
This is the key.
Yes.
All right. What about being authentic and being real? How important is authenticity? And is this something that people need?
Uh, in my opinion, yes. But to succeed, no. A lot of people aren't authentic
Yeah.
in their careers, but they are more successful than the authentic people. That's the bad part of our community, of our world, is that a lot of unauthentic people are reaching the maximum levels that they are seeking. At the same time, people that are authentic and putting the maximum amount of work are receiving minimum to nothing. And I think that's also because of how the person thinks. Even if an unauthentic person is very successful, that means he's smart in what he should be authentic in and non-authentic in, and where to put the hard work in.
Okay. So there is a balance.
Yes.
There is a balance. And this is something you think people learn from experience, or how do you learn this?
I'm not sure if people that didn't enter the business field would think in a way as such, because it's very hard to take like a lot of small details and not worry about them and worry about the bigger image
Sure, yeah.
if you are not already doing that. So if you do not own a business, I'm not saying everyone, of course there are a lot of non-business owners that are very smart about their decisions and how to think and perceive their value in their life.
Okay. What's the most ridiculous piece of advice about business that someone has given you?
Um, the most ridiculous piece of advice is that I remember one person told me, as I mentioned, that first of all, the brand wouldn't succeed.
Yeah.
So the piece of advice he gave me was that you shouldn't put unimaginable goals,
Okay.
even though he's a millionaire. So I'm not quite sure where he stood out. Maybe I didn't understand his goal that he wanted to show me, but putting unimaginable goals will make you reach your realistic goals in matters of seconds or days. Like putting unimaginable goals after a specific amount of time, for example, after a month, if you do not reach that goal, look back at the month, you will see that you reached a very big goal that you didn't think about.
So you should always raise the bar.
Yes, I
Aim for
always raise
higher.
the bar for myself, not only in my business career, but in everything I do.
Okay. Now, if you look back at your younger self and when you were thinking about this brand and this whole journey of entrepreneurship, what's one piece of advice, if you could go back and talk to your younger self, what is one piece of advice you would give the younger Khaled when before he started? What would you tell him?
I would say invest. It's not about the hard work that I put. Investing in everything around can lead to financial freedom in a passive way, as people think about it. It is possible to achieve financial freedom in a passive way, but it takes so long. Like the accumulation of investments is the key. Warren Buffett's wealth is all because of the accumulated investments that he has made in the stock market, and everything that he invested in, it accumulated, and once he got to a very old age, he became one of the wealthiest people known.
So you would tell him not to go ahead and start BISHT or to and invest. Would
Now,
you tell him to do it?
of course, I'll tell him to do it, because this is something that will build wealth in a short term, 1 to 5 years. But the long-term investments take more than 10, 20 years to accumulate. And that's something that people do not know and do not get to be taught at university.
Yes.
Investments have a very strong return if you know in what to invest.
So this is something maybe we should teach.
That's something 100% should be taught.
Sure.
But at the same time, if you think about it, if everyone's a millionaire, who's going to do the normal work?
Okay, that's a very good question. Thank you very much, Khalid, for your time today, and good luck with your business and with everything that you do, and good luck with university as well.
Thank you. I appreciate your time and bringing me here on this podcast. I hope that people understand that not what everyone tells you to do, you should do. You can listen to your own mind and do whatever you want to do in the legal and active way, not in the procrastination way.
Very nice. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right.